Hey guys, today we're going to be talking about the writing process. There are 6 steps in the writing process that I'm sure you're familiar with. However, if you've forgotten them, I'm going to do a quick review for you and I'm going to model what each step looks like. So the first step in the writing process is pre-writing. Pre-writing is whenever you plan for your writing. So you think about a topic you want to write about and you kind of start brainstorming from there. So I have chosen the topic of animals. I feel like that's a pretty easy topic for anyone to write something about. More specifically, I think that I'm going to write about cats. So if you want to see what I write about, stay tuned for step 2. Alright guys, if you recall, in the last step we did pre-writing. The topic was animals and I chose cats. If you haven't already thought of a topic to write about, go ahead and do that pretty quickly because I would like for you to follow along with me during the writing process. We are now on to step 2, drafting. Drafting is where you put your thoughts together in complete sentences. Today we're just going to write 2 sentences for our draft, and since my topic was cats, here's what I came up with. The cat watched the fly. He caught it quickly. So now I want you to take a minute. You can pause the video and write 2 sentences about whatever animal you chose to write about for your rough draft. Alright guys, we are on to the 3rd step in the writing process. We've already talked about step 1, pre-write, and step 2, drafting. So now, step 3 is revising. And I'm not sure about you guys, but I'm kind of getting a little tired here, man. This writing process is just, it's some hard work. So anyway though, if you're not, that's cool, and if you're like me, then we'll just keep powering through. Revising, in case you didn't know, is when you add details to your writing. You want to change some words to make it more interesting for your reader, more engaging. So when I'm looking at my original draft here, the first thing I notice is the word cat. Cat's kind of a boring word. I mean, we know what a cat is, but maybe I should be more specific. So I'm going to think about my cat, Charlie. Charlie is a black cat. And so when I write, I'm going to include that somehow. Another thing I think I could change is, like, since he's watching the fly, maybe instead of watch, I'm going to put the word stalk. Stalk, that might be good, right? Yeah, I think so. And so stalk, if he's stalking, instead of just saying the fly, why don't I call it his prey? Yes, he's stalking his prey. That sounds so much better. All right. So I think we've done some good work there that I can change. Let's look at my next sentence. All right, he caught it quickly. What about, instead of quickly, I use the word like swift. Like he was swift when he caught him. And maybe instead of just saying he caught the fly, maybe I say that the fly is done for. Fly is done for. Yeah, I think that'll be good, right? So I think I've got some good changes here that I can make to my draft to make it sound more interesting for my readers. So what I want you to do now is I want you to look back through your rough draft and make some changes as well. I'm going to challenge you to change at least 3 things in your 2 sentences. Add some words, add details, change it up a bit to make it more interesting. If you want to see how mine turns out, stay tuned for the next step. Okay guys, so we're finally on to the 4th step in the writing process, and I don't know about you, but I'm kind of getting tired. This has been an ordeal. We've already done our pre-write, we've done our draft, we've revised, now we're on to editing. And editing is whenever you check for mistakes. You want to look to see, capitalization, spelling, punctuation, those things like that. So I've invited my friend Mrs. Moore to help me out. But first I'm going to read it to you since you guys didn't get to see my full revised version, and then she's going to help me to make it sound fantastic and look fantastic. So, using his black fur to keep him hidden in the shadows, Charlie silently stalking his prey. In one swift motion, the fly was done for. Can you help me out, Mrs. Moore? Can you make this better?
Well, it looks really good. Is this about your cat, Charlie?
Yes, it is.
Okay. All right, so the first thing I noticed is that Charlie should be capitalized because it's his name.
Oh,
The next thing, so Charlie is silently stalking. We might want to change that to stalked. So Charlie silently stalked his prey instead of stalking his prey. And then the last thing that I noticed, in one swift motion, we should add a comma there.
Oh, okay. Oh my goodness. See, this is why I need help. You gotta get help sometimes, guys, because I didn't even see those mistakes. So anyway, thank you, Mrs. Moore. Stay tuned, guys, to see my final product. All right, guys. Somehow we have made it to the 5th step in the writing process. We are almost done. In case you don't recall, I told you there's 6 steps, so we're so close. The 5th step in the writing process is publishing. And that's when you create your best version of your work. You've edited all the mistakes you can. You've added in words during revising. You've maybe even added graphics like a chart or a map, or in my case, I added a picture. So here is my final product. If you see, it's the exact same, except for I took the recommendations from Mrs. Moore and put those in there. I've got it nice and neat. It's in a font that's legible, and I added this picture of my cat that you can absolutely tell is definitely stalking his prey. Funny, I know. Anyway, but now this is my final product. So we are ready to move on to the last step of the writing process. Whew! I don't know about you, but I'm definitely tired after all this work. So the final step in the writing process is sharing. Sharing is important because you want to be able to share your writing with other people and let them hear what you've been working so hard on. So I am going to share my writing with some of my friends. Using his black fur to keep him hidden in the shadows, Charlie silently stalked his prey. In one swift motion, the fly was done